All right, let's talk money. Because before you spend weeks learning dispatching, before you buy a course, before you watch 500 YouTube videos promising financial freedom, you should probably know one thing. Does this job actually pay? And if it does, how does the money work? Let's split dispatching into three categories. First one, accounts only. Company already has freight. Everything is sitting inside the TMS, your job is connecting the dots. Truck 1 goes A to B, truck 2 goes A to C, then B and C goes back to A. Driver needs help, customer wants an update, normal dispatch stuff. Usually these jobs are the most stable, not much risk, not much upside. I've seen pay somewhere around 18 to 25 per hour on W2. You clock in, clock out, day shift, night shift, pretty straightforward. Second category, accounts plus market freight. Now things get more interesting. Company already has customers, but when trucks have gaps, you jump into DAT, you negotiate, you fill empty miles, you try to improve revenue. This is where dispatching starts becoming more of a game, and usually this is where pay starts improving. Third category, market only. No safety net, no dedicated freight, no customers providing you loads. Every morning you're looking for a freight, calling brokers, negotiating rates, watching markets, trying to keep trucks moving. This is where dispatching gets stressful. This is where experience starts mattering a lot. Now, money on those two. There is no universal pay structure in dispatching. Companies pay hourly, some pay salary, some add percentage on top, or tie bonuses to a truck performance. Every company has its own formula. Example, let's say your company pays 1500 per week guarantee, plus 2%, you manage 8 trucks. Those trucks generate about 80,000 in weekly revenue. 2% of that is 1600. In this case, percentage wins. Now let's say freight gets slow, drivers go on vacation, a few trucks are sitting, and your revenue drops to 50,000. 2% becomes 1,000. Now your guarantee protects you and you still get your 1500. Every company does this differently. Can be W2, can be 1099. Read your contract, seriously understand your offer, not to get surprised later. Can dispatching pay well? Absolutely. Can everybody make crazy money? No. Most people are somewhere in between decent money and good money, anywhere from 50 to 100 grand yearly. Depends on your experience. The really high earners usually have more experience, better freight, more responsibility, and there is something else is going on sometimes. Now let's talk about high earners. Because when people hear one dispatcher makes average money and another dispatcher makes significantly more, they assume somebody is hiding a secret. Usually they are not. A lot of time they are simply more valuable. The more experience you get, the more opportunities start to open up. Maybe instead of handling 8 trucks, you can comfortably handle 12, maybe 15. And trust me, every truck comes with its own problems. One driver needs special attention, another driver can't provide a decent update to save his life. Somebody always forgetting paperwork, somebody's truck's always in the shop. Managing more trucks isn't just more screens, it's more people, more personalities, more problems. And if you can handle more mass, you become more valuable. You also start building a relationship. You call the same broker for years, don't disappear when problems happen. Eventually, people remember your name. Now maybe broker calls you first when freight becomes available. Maybe they save a load for your trucks. Maybe they trust you enough to work through problem instead of moving to another carrier when you're running behind. Those relationships matter a lot. I have people I never seen in my life, but I worked with them for 5 plus years. We trust each other moving freight, and we have each other backs when problems happen. Then there is repetitive freight. New dispatchers think that every load comes from DAT market. Not really. The really comfortable dispatching job usually have repeat freight somewhere in the mix. The same customers, the same brokers, the same lanes. Everybody already knows the game. And life becomes a lot easier. You spend less time hunting the freight and more time just managing the freight. And every once in a while, you might help bring business to the carrier you work for. Maybe you develop a relationship with the broker, maybe you help secure more freight, maybe you even help connect the company with a shipper. Now you're creating value beyond booking random loads. And some companies will reward that. Not all, but some. Check that contract. Seriously. So when people ask, how do dispatcher make more money? Usually it comes down to 4 things. More trucks, better relationship, better freight, more trust. And all 4 take time because at the end of the day, nobody pays you more because you're faster clicking DAT board. They pay you more because they trust you with bigger problems and you bring bigger opportunities. Now, There is one more way people make money in dispatching. And before we continue, I need to separate it into two groups: dispatchers and owner operators, because this part affects both of you differently. Let's start with dispatchers. Can a dispatcher make more money than their official paycheck? Yes, I've heard stories about people making very, very, very good money. Sometimes double or triple their actual salary. How? Well, one of the oldest rumors in trucking is something called cuts. Again, it's rumors. It's internet. I know nothing. But the idea goes something like this: broker pays one number, owner operator sees another number, somebody keeps the difference. This is YouTube, and this is just the basic concept of the process. And if you're a dispatcher, this is the temptation. Because unlike building relationship, earning trust, handling more trucks, or bringing in more freight, it looks like an easy money. Now let's switch to owner ops. Because from your side of the table, you're the one who paying for all this. Sometimes owner operator ask me, how can this company charge only 5%? How can they survive charging almost nothing? Fair question. Maybe they are just extremely efficient, or maybe there is another revenue source involved. Who knows? Now, not every difference in numbers means something shady is happening. Sometimes there is legitimate deduction from account loads that the company pre-booked or got tendered on. Equipment cost, company keeps trailer at the shipper receiver, local drivers work there, lease agreements, customer specific arrangements. Those things happen. The company might hold specific amount of money for those expenses, which is usually always the same. I'm talking about situations where the difference exists for no reason and nobody wants to explain that. Now here's the important part. The dispatcher gets paid. The company gets paid. It's not dispatcher problem, it's a company problem. So whether you're a dispatcher or an owner op, evaluate the company because dispatchers come and go. Companies stay. Check with whom and what you sign. Check that contract. Seriously. Can people make money that way? Sure, I've heard crazy stories. But build relationship, bring more freight, handle more trucks, become valuable. Because those skills will keep paying you year after year. The shortcut only works until it doesn't. So, is there money in dispatching? Absolutely. I've seen people build very good careers doing it. But like most things in trucking, the money usually follows the responsibility, not the get rich quick scheme. And if you are just getting started, please focus on becoming useful first. In negotiation, relationship, communication, useful people usually get paid. And I'll see you in the next one.